The end. I sang the Doom song for so long that I lost all my hair. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Yeah, yesterday I got my hair cut. Like my new fabulous do. So, yes, I finally got around to watching Invader Zim enter the Florpus. I'll talk about that momentarily. But first, I'd love to give a huge shout out to my hair cutter and the good women over at Sheer Knowledge. You know, they got my hair cut yesterday. It looks awesome. Well, actually, everyone there was awesome. So, it was really nice. I got to catch up with a fellow Horseheads alumni because she's the one who cuts my hair, and told her and everyone else there the wonderful news that I'm going to be an uncle soon. Hooray! And so, it was just a great time. Thank you. I love my hair. I love my hair. I do. It was actually something I was thinking about yesterday before I got my haircut. If you watch it from the very beginning, you may very well have been paying attention to like the different transformations, I guess, for lack of a better word, that I've been doing since the very beginning. I got from every time I got my hair cut to every time I was at the lake and everything in between, and man, so I guess it really must take you by some. Just out of curiosity, if you've been watching me from the very beginning, and does it still take you by surprise if ever I get my hair cut or something like that? Because I know I hinted that I was gonna get it soon, but that doesn't necessarily mean you were immediately privy to absolutely when I was gonna do it. So that'd be interesting to think about. It really would. So there's that. So I guess I can get into talking about Invader Zim into the Florpus now. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, when Invader Zim was canceled, I mentioned this yesterday, it garnered a huge cult following. People are asking for it back. They want it back. And while I certainly wasn't one of the people legitimately asking for it back, I wouldn't mind seeing, a little more again. Because it was pretty much unceremoniously canceled. And there's so many rumors and theories and speculation as to why that was. But in the end, it doesn't change the fact that it did get canceled, and that was the end of it until now. Hence why we have Invader Zim enter the Florpus. So the premise of Invader Zim enter the Florpus, and I'm not gonna get into spoilers, don't worry. But I will give you my thoughts about other things as well. Well, the only reason why I don't want to give spoilers is because a lot of what I saw was a little hard. Well, not that it was hard to explain, but it's hard to explain with exact detail, I suppose. So apparently Zim, quote unquote, disappeared, and Dib has been watching him the entire time, waiting for him to return. Then suddenly out of the blue he returns. But in the meanwhile, it turns out that Zim's masters, the mighty tallest, are not even remotely looking for him anymore, not even going anywhere near him. They don't even like him, stuff like that. So, Zim apparently gives up, or does he? So that's all I really want to get into, because I really could not, for the life of me, talk about this without giving too much away. This was a blast. Oh man. There was so many references to old episodes as well. There was Minnie Moose, the animatronic parents. Welcome home, son. It was awesome. It did the gross out. It did some of the gross out stuff that it really was kind of known for, but it wasn't overly. It was never overly offensive gross out even back then. But again, it was just one of those things that people were sort of tired of seeing. So there's that. Although one thing that does happen, that actually does happen in the promo, is when Gur says, "You order 1,000,000 pizzas, and I'm gonna roll around in those pizzas." And that's how I achieved my dream of becoming a giant pizza. That last part doesn't happen, but the rolling around the pizzas does. Seriously, like, this was a special where like Static Cling, like, every joke, like, it was a little more rapid fire than Rock Was My Life, Static Cling, but, like, every joke was, like, rapid fire, and it worked for me. It was great. And, I can't really talk about, Invader Zim without talking about, the awesome cast. Let's start with, because this was actually a really good supporting cast. Kevin McDonald and Wally Wingert as, tallest purple and red, respectively. Eric Bauza, who was, like, a master of, like, he's been, like, in a lot of stuff, but, he was, like, the Bracelet Monster, he was an announcer and stuff like that. And Justin Roiland had a cameo as, Fudio 3000, as well as several, like, other things, which, right on, I like seeing Justin Roiland. Which reminds me of the fact that Rick and Morty Season 4 is coming out in a couple months. That's gonna be awesome. I think we get into the main cast. So let's start with Squidward Tentacles himself, Roger Bumpus as Professor Membrane. So he was awesome. He was basically doing like that one purple fish doctor's voice from SpongeBob, but I mean, it's Roger Bumpus. The man can do whatever he wants. He's awesome. And yes, his real name is Roger Bumpus, which is an awesome name. Fun fact for you, he was actually like in that heavy metal movie where it had like crazy imagery and whatever, like from the 80s, that featured a lot of heavy metal music. I've never seen that movie, but I know, like, but I've seen, like, I saw the Nostalgia Critics review of that. That was, so, it looks pretty awesome. It's surreal as all get out, but it's awesome. Okay, so, let's see, Melissa Fawn as Gaz. I remember seeing her way back when she did Invader Zim, and, as a Digimon fan, and as well as, watching, like, Zatch Bell and other things, I love seeing her perform. I love seeing her do work. And interesting fact about Melissa Fawn is that she actually has a Broadway pedigree. Yeah, she was the understudy of Glinda from Wicked. So, yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. Andy Berman is Dib, Zim's arch nemesis and the supposed good guy. I say supposed just because even though the show is called Invader Zim, Dib is always trying to stop him from, succeeding. So, Zen, it was great hearing him again. It was great seeing, play the character that, can't get a break or whatever, but you still want to succeed. And that was always one of the main reasons why Fairly Odd Parents really appealed to me more when both Invader Zim and Fairly Odd Parents came out. Like, you just feel so bad for Dib trying to succeed in stopping Zim, and like nothing ever goes his way. I just felt so bad for him. I didn't really want to feel that way a lot. At least Fairly Odd Parents, if they ever did something like that, it wasn't very often, although it's funny how, in the end, Fairly Odd Parents as a whole kind of went out on a whimper, but again, I'll be talking about that another time. Now we get into Ricky Simmons as Gur. I mean, what can I say? It's Gur. I was just singing the Doom song as a means to intro into this video from, like, yesterday, which, obviously after I turned off the camera yesterday, I went out with my day, got my hair cut, started thinking about, first thinking about watching Enter the Florpus. Now I do. So, and, now I did, so now we're here. And, he was funny. Let's be honest, I'm pretty sure that of every aspect of Invader Zim, every fan can agree that Gur is the best part of the show. He is. he just is, you know. I remember watching, like, the very first episode, like, sure, reporting for duty. Grr. What's the G stand for? I don't know. Oh, my goodness. And now we get into the MVP of not just Enter the Florpus, but the entire series as a whole, Richard Horvitz as Zim. What can I say? It's Richard Horvitz. I've been a fan of his ever since he played Daggett on the Angry Beavers. So, and yeah, he was one of the Momonos on Zash Bell as well. I remember him. Although for the life of me I can't remember the character's name. I'm so terribly sorry. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Excuse me. Hold on. I got this. Hold on. Where is it? Oh. Kenshime. That was his name. Kenshime. Holy cow, he was also on Dragon Ball Super's Dr. Rhoda. I did not know that. You know what? It's actually funny I bring up Richard Horvitz because, no kidding, when Funimation did the English dubbing for Dragon Ball Z Kai, and it was very clear that they were going to use Greg Ayres, or is it Chris Ayres? They're both siblings, so I don't remember who's who, doing the voice of Frieza. And when I first heard him do Frieza on Dragon Ball Z Kai, I'm not kidding, I thought it was Richard Horvitz. I'm not even joking. It sounded like if Richard Horvitz was like Zim, but much more subtle, you know, more evil, but in like a, not like in a comical way like Zim is, but more like a scoundrel sort of sadistic way. So, yeah, I'm glad to see that, you know, Richard Horvitz did stuff for, Dragon Ball Super, and who knows? I think he might actually do something for other anime as well. I hope he does. Personally, there's a character on One Piece that I would love to see him be the voice of if Funimation ever gets to dubbing that particular area, you know, in English, which hopefully they will. So, to the good people over at Funimation and Richard Horvitz, if any of you guys are watching this, I'm just saying right now, there's a certain character in the Wano arc that I think Richard Horvitz would be so perfect at playing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say anymore. Don't worry. But you know, that's you guys. You know, Funimation needs time to work on, you know, dubbing One Piece, and we all need to be patient. Just like we all had to be patient for the return of Invader Zim, which again was awesome. But outside of Invader Zim and Daggett from the Angry Beavers, I think the thing Richard Horvitz is most known for is Billy from Billy and Mandy, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. He was awesome. Like, Billy was easily Zim, but taken like to the furthest nth possible degree with more annoying, funny voices. So, you know, take that what you will. So, yes, naturally, Invader Zim Into the Florpus was so awesome. I'm so glad that, you know, I got to watch it. I'm so glad that, you know, I had a great time. And, you know, I'm glad that this is yet another instance where, actually, I'm looking up something at the same time. Hold on. Where, you know, something that I grew up with, you know, the people who, you know, some of my, I guess, quote unquote, peers who also grew up with Invader Zim, you know, has an opportunity to show Invader Zim to their children. So, you know, to pass it down along, you know, family bonding. That's awesome. You know, this was made by, well, again, John Velasquez and created Invader Zim, but, you know, he wouldn't have made this without the support of the fans. Like, this was by the fans for the fans. And that's awesome. And if I can, if I can just look it up. I'm trying to look up something on Rotten Tomatoes. Hold on. Nice! Okay, I wanted to bring this up yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I did Invader Zim Into the Florpus first. Both Invader Zim Into the Florpus and Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling have 100% scores on Rotten Tomatoes. That is awesome. that's, I mean, technically, even though it's Netflix, you can still watch at home. So that now makes it the third and fourth, direct to, home movie. I want to say direct to DVD, but they're not. Well, they don't technically be on DVDs, I suppose. But direct to video movies that all have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So now that count is Invader Zim Enter the Florpus, Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling, Bender's Big Score from Futurama, and Batman Under the Red Hood. All four of those movies have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Do I even need to say you should go watch them? Well, first you should watch Invader Zim Enter the Florpus. You should do that at the very least. I'm talking about that a lot, Go watch it, please. Just go watch it. Forget what I'm saying, just go. And while I'm in the process of looking stuff up, hold on a second. If I can just look up one more thing for a moment. If it's there. I'm trying to look up this, because I could have looked this up earlier, but I just forgot to. Trying to see if there's anything for... Okay, it doesn't really look like there's anything new in the realm of, hot ones. I'm supposed to... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Season fan Q&A is today. That's cool. I like seeing Sean Evans talk about, questions that fans ask. I love watching fans ask questions. I know I did a video like this a while back, but it's far outdated. I really should do, like, a top 10 guests on Hot Ones that I personally want to see. I should do another one of those videos. I think as we get closer to season 10 of Hot Ones, I think I'll do, like a countdown of the top 10 people that I want to see as guests on Hot Ones. Just, food for thought, perhaps. First feast, no pun intended, I swear. Okay, so, yes, Invader Zim Enter the Florpus was great. Go watch if you're a fan of Invader Zim, if you're a fan of the good people, the voice cast, if you're a fan of the animation, go watch it. You're in for a real treat. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media platforms. Turn on the notifications on YouTube. I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch. Enjoy for today. I'm hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember, if you guys know our Taco channel is going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care. And make good choices. Like watching Invader Zim Enter the Florpus. Bye.